1-0 win. Kai Havertz, out of all people, to really put the dagger in Chelsea hearts.
Pointing at the badge.
Pointing at the badge, mate. I mean, Laurie, when that goal goes in, I mean, you knew you were through to the final, but you kind of made a little hard work of it. It was on a knife edge, really, up until that moment, because there was only one goal in it.
Yeah,
right?
I guess so, but I'll be honest with you. I didn't really have any doubts that we were going to go through, simply because of the way you guys set up. I could not believe how Chelsea set up for that game. Listen, I get it. You want to take it long and drag it out for as long as possible. Then you bring on Cole Palmer and Esteval, but
Steve-O.
Yeah, shout out Steve-O.
I just thought to myself, you had an opportunity there to go for it. And if you fall short, then at least people can say, I went for it. I just thought that Rosenior, as much as I am an admirer of the young man, I thought he got his tactics wrong. Tried to be too cute. Go for it. If you come up short, listen, you had to go, and it is what it is. But to not really go for it, I think... Put it this way, if I was an Arsenal fan and my manager did that, I'd have been very disappointed.
I think I agree with what he said in the post-match. Hindsight's a beautiful thing. Because if he gets that right, which is we get to the 60th minute, he brings on our A-side attackers and we score. People say that was tactical masterclass, that was Conte, that was Mourinho, that was intelligent. And if we concede the 2 goals in the first half because we went for it and we played a high line and we pressed really high and we just allowed Gyökeres to run into space like he's in Sporting Lisbon again, it's tactically naive, manager's young, inexperienced. So I think it can go either of 2 ways. Personally, I'm not going to be a hypocrite. I actually was fine with the idea. I think the execution is slightly off because of the players in certain positions. I think Gusto was awful at right wing back. I think Cucurella is not necessarily a wing back. I think he's more of an Aspilicueta, no-nonsense type fullback, tuck in. Yeah. I think there's Delap on the right wing, which is an absolute atrocity. You know what I'm saying?
We can never see that again.
No one wants to see that.
Right to football.
But, you know, he kind of earned that because he's been so poor up front that he kind of had to do a Solomon Kalou, Torres and Elka wide forward position. You know. And they've all done that better because the technical level is better, but he was clunky out there. But I'm not going to lie, I was fine with the game plan.
No, but to only have 2 shots on goal for the entire game.
That the problem with that is when the guys that came on that were meant to bring life to the party, they didn't. That's where we fell short, in my opinion. Because
but why didn't you start with him? And then
because you couldn't. Palmer's clearly not fit. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, well, listen, I don't know if he needs to go for surgery. I don't know if he's refusing because of the World Cup. I don't know what's going on, but he's clearly not fit. If he's fit, he plays every game and he starts. We're not good enough to not be playing Cole Palmer, so that can be the only reason. He's not in form either. And Esteval's just come back from personal problems in Brazil. I didn't even think he'd be in the squad.
Was Neto injured?
Neto was taken out. Seemingly he was not fit to play. And Reece James wasn't there, which was mad to me. I didn't expect that. I think if Chelsea have got Esteval and Palmer fit, firing, ready to go, then it's a very cowardly approach because you got attackers there that you know you can depend on. When you see Garnacho at the weekend, you can't start him. Neto's not there. I don't even rate Neto mad highly, but he's our second best winger after Esteval in terms of output. Gittins is injured. And Delap's been atrocious. You just got João Pedro. So I'm not really too shocked that he went with the back 3 and 5 and whatever. It just didn't work. It didn't work in the end. But if we're being honest, you lost it in the first leg.
Yeah.
Don't lose at home.
Yeah.
No,
don't lose at home and think that you can come to the Emirates and
But you know what you're reminding me of, right? You know I love my boxing.
You've only lost
analogies.
one game.
You know what?
We didn't have Bruno Fernandes, like I said, in the Monday
And
show.
I said to you,
Don't bring up
If we had Bruno
we'll
Fernandes,
talk about him in a little bit.
If we had
talk
world class
about
Bruno Fernandes,
We'll
we
talk
win
about
that game.
him and your
We win that
thoughts
game.
on
You
him
know me,
in a
right?
little
We win
bit.
that game. We didn't have
That's
Bruno
what we're going
Fernandes.
to do.
you know me,
This
I love
isn't
my
the Bruno
boxing
bit yet.
analogies, right? So
ain't got there
that
yet.
game
We're
kind of
doing
reminds.
this.
Have you ever seen a boxing fight where you get a guy he's fighting for a world title, and it's almost like he just wants to go the distance to say, "Yeah, I didn't get knocked out." That to me, that's what Chelsea's
Trying not
approach.
to lose.
Yeah,
I disagree. Was that not a Mayweather hit and don't get hit approach?
No, 'cause
that's
he
what it
didn't
no,
was.
because
We didn't
Mayweather
hit.
always won.
We didn't hit. Yeah, like I said, in
You weren't in there
hindsight,
to win, bro.
No, we were there to win. We just had a strategy of how to win.
No, but-
that wasn't the most easy on the eye. Wasn't the most entertaining, but there was a strategy there.
Chelsea are the biggest in London. Arsenal don't know about no trophies. We're club, World Cup, whatever the thing is, champions. Conference League, European heritage, we're Chelsea,
Still
all of
facts,
this stuff.
still facts.
And yeah, it's still facts. Well, you went there like bums, like chumps. You went to the Emirates, yeah, and you were scared. You were scared. You didn't play with any bravery. You just saw a little bit of a blueprint if you want to put Arsenal under pressure at home. You got to play with a little bit of expression. Man United just did it. We just went there. No one wins there. You got to show a bit. You got to get good players on the ball. You got to set up right. Not set up not to lose. When, like I said, when I cussed you out on Instagram and in my video, you were losing, okay? You were losing the game. You was never winning. Not once. You have to come out of your shell. You need a goal. Exactly. You have to manage the situation a lot better than you did, bro.
Age men quicker.
And I've already been with this. I told him, I broke it down to him. I said, the loo bit is the toilet. You go to the toilet to excrete, to get rid of things, you don't want. You wanted to shake off the losing. You wanted to get rid of that so you could be winning. And the ing is the doing word. Ing. It's not a noun. It's not a place. It's not an adjective.
Back to school
that's what Liam Rosenior does. This is what he is.
That's true.
This is what he is.
David
so
Brent.
what you did was disgusting. It wasn't thoughtful. It wasn't, I can see where he's coming from. It was cowardly, bro. From a man who's got the most to say, from a big club who Lil broke Arsenal all the time. You went there and you bottled it. You showed no ambition. You showed no belief. And you showed no big club cojones. None. None whatsoever. So when you want to sit there and spend time separating yourself from all of these people saying, I'm not like you, I'm not like that, I'm not like... You're right. I'm nothing like you. Man United are nothing like you.
You're not.
We're brave.
40 games.
We're ambitious. And all of these competitions you're talking about being in, well, there's one gone. There's one gone where you're going to join me being trophyless for the season, and I'm going to finish above you, and we're both going to be trophyless. That's what's going to happen here. Here's how this is going to go. Because all of this talk that your manager's doing and all this belief that you have is nonsense, bro. And you know it. Wow. You're a fraud, bro. That's what you are. I also asked you to give us a date of predicting what would happen in this semi-final that just passed, where you've obviously lost miserably.
Is that on the calendar?
And well, because he obviously gives dates like, I'll let you know. And I think did you say Friday? Did you say Thursday? You said it was after the game.
Oh, today.
Oh,
yeah, I think it was today.
Oh, it was a prediction.
Yeah, prediction. Because remember, he doesn't like to give them early. He's like, I'll tell you in February, I'll tell you. So the prediction you gave for your team going to the Emirates was today, really, after the game.
What's your
How did
prediction?
that go?
And he made that date himself. He didn't have to do it.
Look at him thinking.
Yeah, he's thinking, damn, I'm
The
in massive
clogs
trouble.
are
here.
turning
thinking-
quite quickly.
I'm thinking it's a low scoring game. The lack of Palmer, the lack of Esteval from the start is going to be an issue. Reece James is not fit. I think it's going to be a tight game. I'm going to go over late winner for Arsenal, just purely because we're trying to push forward for the goal.
I hate this guy.
There was space left in behind, you see. So when that happens, you know what comes next.
It's as if you can kind of see the future or the past.
No,
Is that so Raven?
Time traveller.
Call it a gift.
Fair enough.
This whole narrative of the Carabao Cup being a meaningless cup
This
is
definitely not, bro.
is debunked, because when you get players doing that after losing,
Barling.
then that will show
Passionate.
you that this
I have to
competition
say,
really
Laurie,
is.
I agree with you, but as we know, two things can be right. Did you see the reaction of Arsenal players when they got through to the final in comparison to City players when they got through to the final? Exactly. It was like you'd won the Champions League, mate. It was a pitch invasion.
Yeah, but is that not just galvanising everyone?
Yeah.
From who?
From Arsenal
Yeah,
players.
they all ran on. Yeah, but Kai Havertz
Colour
has scored.
grudge
He's
us
pointing to
that.
the badge. That's their moment. That's their 24 hours.
on the
They're allowed to
pitch
have
as
it.
Kai Havertz is going around in his
They're allowed to
tracksuit.
have it.
Listen, I was jumping up and down as well
Exactly.
when we won that.
They scored in the last minute. Insult to injury. Hold
Is
that
Yeah.
Chelsea and all
because
that.
City go so often that they won't
Of course it
celebrate
is.
something like...
Of course it is.
Yeah.
The Carabao
Listen,
Cup
if
is
they,
like
if
West
they want
Ham.
to take it for granted, that's up to them.
Yeah,
We're
they
gonna
won it
enjoy
4
our
times in a
moment.
row, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
We're
it is
gonna
nothing to
enjoy
them.
our moment.
You have it, you enjoy your moment.
always
Mine-
remind them, they ain't won this cup in 33
Exactly.
years. They ain't been to Wembley in 6 years, I want to say, since the FA Cup final.
Yeah,
You ain't even been to a
2020.
final since then.
Exactly.
So this is their
Damn.
first final. So when you cuss them, you can't talk out about. You can't cuss them for being
Yeah, yeah.
small and you don't get nowhere. Now, then when they celebrate getting there and
Exactly,
saying we're
yeah.
gonna do it, we just
I
want to cuss them.
thought the pitch invasion was a
Just
little
the
bit
Arsenal
over.
hate.
No,
but
I'm totally.
know,
I'm
They
here
can't
for
win.
that.
They can't win until they win.
I'm
That's
here
what it
for
is.
it.
that's
I
what
think
it is.
Fofana's just upset he's missing out on his first trophy for Chelsea. He wasn't registered for the other competition, so it's fine. You know, players show emotion. At least he cares.
I don't know why he's crying. You're in the FA Cup, innit? You're in the Champions League.
I think he has something in his eye as well. No one thinks, you know,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
some
tears.
dirt in
rubbing
his
it.
eye.
Yeah,